Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are in this world. This is Hejin Lee with a brief update for STEAM. STEAM is also doing a three-wave swing. If you really look at it from a very long-term perspective on a weekly scale. Let's see how that looks. For now, we can say we have a W, X, and a Y potential. So this WXY, they each have three-wave swings. For the blue W, we're getting an A, B, and a C. Notice how the B is higher than the origin of A. Okay? And that means this is an expanded flat. Then we have the ABC for the X. And now we are working on the ABC of the Y. The subwave composition of the C of Y shows it to be 5 waves. I think thus far we are done with 1, 2, 3. And we're going to have maybe a couple weeks or a week and a half. I don't know exactly how long. But most likely this is going to go sideways potentially. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 for maybe a couple of weeks. And then 5. Now this 5 means we're going to go to the 14, 15 cents. If this is correct. We could also go to potentially the 21 cents. 5 could be short. But I think 5 will hit this maybe right in the middle of this support. In that zone. And let me show you why that and how that has been identified. If we look at the left shoulder head and the right shoulder and draw the neckline, and label this as an LS for the left shoulder, and this as an RS, and we've got the head. Then if we measure the minimum distance run, it clearly runs into the middle of this. So I would say somewhere between 21 cents to 14 cents. Could it go lower than that? Yes, it could. But for now, given the support zone here, I think we can say that A of Y is complete, the B of Y is complete, wave 1 and 2 of the C of Y finished off the right shoulder, placed and breached to the downside of the neckline, and this red C of Y has to have 5 subwaves. And thus far we have wave 1, 2, and 3 probably complete. And we're going to be working on 4 for a few weeks, and then down for one more decline, and this will follow Bitcoin. One more decline into this cluster of support. Can it make a new all-time low? Yes, that is possible. But what I think is that I think this support zone is clustered and condensed enough to decelerate the wave 5. Which waves are usually the weakest on the actionary side? 1 and 5. 3 is the longest and most extended, and usually the most powerful. Not always, but usually. If this declines to an all-time low, we will have an extended fifth, so to speak. And fifth waves don't usually extend that subwave composition for cryptos. It can, but it usually doesn't. Remember, this is just an analysis based on probability and not certainty. If you know of anyone else who can provide analysis based on certainty, please do let me know, because I don't know of anyone who can do that. So based on probability, I think the C wave has 2 more waves to go in subwaves. That is wave 4 and wave 5. As mortifying as this will be for many of the holders of STEEM, and even for STEAM Incorporated, which has also laid off 70% of their staff. Not surprising. Could they even go belly up? Maybe so. Will the blockchain survive? I believe so. Many of the dApps might suffer, but if the application runs their own RPC nodes, they should be okay, as long as we have our minimum of 21 witnesses. In fact, it'll be very interesting to see zero influence of STEAM Incorporated and have the witnesses and the community really run the STEAM blogosphere. So for any of you who bought it at the top, if you're still holding on to it, God bless you. Now is not the time to be selling, I don't think. You could sell on this bounce and try to recoup it at the bottom. You're more than welcome to do so. But again, as I emphasize continually, the long-term greedy perspective will take you out of the woods. Because once this WXY finishes, it'll impulse upwards. There is a potential that we can get a WXY, X, and a Z. This whole thing will go sideways, yes. But even if it did WXY, the X will bring it back to near all-time highs, maybe even past it. So is it worth holding on to it, even down to the 14-cent levels or whatever you? Well, that decision must be self-made. I'm providing you the analysis. I hope this is helpful, and I wish you a good day.